Hello everybody, my name is Bling, and today I'm bringing part 2 of Elma versus the World. Now, I went ahead and decided I'm just going to go ahead and make intros for the rest of the videos because I do feel like there is stuff to be talked about before I get into the fights, particularly in regard to the builds, because little did I know I would end up changing my builds quite a bit for these bosses. So in this video I'm going to be fighting Nardacion and Vortice, however you want to pronounce it. And yeah, as far as builds go, I almost had to completely change my build for Nardacion, mainly because I did not know she had a beam spike, and her beam spike really just threw me for a loop. I could not keep myself alive and do the damage that I wanted to her without the ether spike. I mean, not ether, but the beam spike just taking me out. So I had to switch up a lot of stuff. Mainly I had to do a lot of adjustments for her crazy invasion. This is the first time that I really noticed just how ridiculous Nardacion's evasion is, especially in her second phase. Even with like 500 accuracy, I was not able to hit her reliably in her second phase without using Killing Machine. And Killing Machine won't let me heal because I need to use Thirsty Edge to heal. But I do not have that accuracy buff when I use Thirsty Edge, so I was not able to really heal back the damage that her ether spike, not ether, but beam spike was giving me. So yeah, I just had to make a lot of sacrifices to fight Nardacion. I completely changed some of my potential. I had to put some beam resistance on so I could survive the ether spike and pretty much all of her other moves. With this build right here, I was able to survive all of her beam moves and I'd only take 1 damage from them because I didn't have to worry about her beam res down going over like the 100 mark. So I was just taking 1 damage from all of her moves. So after that, the fight was longer, a lot longer actually, but I wasn't nearly as worried about dying with this build, and it was just overall a lot safer. So I believe this worked out a lot better. So I will be talking about Vortice. The second part of the video, I have to do 2 different videos because I was just not very sure how these fights would go, so I had to sort of record in advance. So I'm gonna have to cut some stuff out. And with Vortice, you know, you gotta do all of the resetting, scale resetting to get the Brimstone Rain. So yeah, I'll be talking before that fight starts too. So I'll be seeing you guys again in later in the video. So see you guys then. Hope you enjoy this fight here. Hello, I'm back, and now we are going to talk about how I prepared for Vortice. So unlike Nardacion, where I had to really change my body build and kept my art build mostly the same, Vortice is kind of the exact opposite, where I was actually able to go back to my regular build in the first part, a regular body build in the first part, where I just stacked potential and other utility augments, and this time I had to change a lot of my arts. So for those who don't know, Vortice is a tyrant who has 100 thermal and 100 electric res, which means that my arts on my dual swords will not be doing any damage at all to him. So that means that for this fight in particular, I had to switch to dual guns for my damage, switch my arts to a more dual gun oriented build, I guess you could say. So instead of killing machine, I'm running Shadowrunner. Shadowrunner is also really nice because in this fight you will go through some random enemies that are in really close vicinity to you, so you really don't want them coming behind you and messing things up for you. So that's where Shadowrunner also comes into play very nicely. And I'm running Blood Sacrifice in addition to Side Slash. I figured that would be pretty good for help me build TP at lower count levels, and it's also a bit good for this skill that I'm using. I decided to switch my skills up a little bit. I'm going to use a skill called Crisis Catalyst. It basically increases my crit chance when my HP is below 50%, and it's obviously not hard to get that when you have Blood Sacrifice cutting your HP in half. So yeah, that's going to help me get a bit better damage numbers with the crit chance and the crit power that Primer gives me. So I'm not going to talk too much. I'm going to go ahead and get into it as a matter of fact. One last thing, I didn't show this off, but you'll see in a second that I have no weapons on my skill. That's so I do as little damage as possible to Vortice while I'll lure it down. So just to sort of add a bit more, I guess you could say bragging rights, not really, because it's not like the skill would have done much damage in the first place. But that little extra damage counts. So after this, I will be fighting Farsis and Gradivus, and well, I have a lot to talk about them, but I'm just going to save that for the video itself, because I know for a fact that those two are definitely going to be a tough time. But either way, I look forward to that. Thank you for watching, and see you guys later.
It's